Okay, so here's my previous trading week summary. I'm going to share it with you guys. All the lessons that I learned from it, all the good things that I've done, and all the implementations that I'm going to take into the next week or this week to improve and be a better trader. So starting off with the first trade on Monday, we can clearly see here, if we click on this image, price came up, swept these external highs, as we can see. I don't know if you can see my cursor, I hope you can. But swept these external highs in alignment with the 5 at the very bottom of the screen, if you can see that, and come and consume more orders within this H1 order block, okay, H1 extreme order block. Then we go to the lower time frames and we see, okay, market opened, we had a strong push down, came back up, created equal highs, came back down, tested some structure down here, broke these highs to the upside, external sweep of liquidity, then came higher, another external sweep of liquidity, and then came down, came back up, mitigate this extreme order block up here, and then broke structure to the downside. So now we have a confirmed 2-leg protocol in the 1 minute time frame after sweeping external highs, after market open. So I was very willing to take this trade, despite the fact that we created equal highs at the higher time frame highs here, just below the hourly order block. That was the only invalidations for the trade. But the fact that we've got so many other confluences, my strategy is present, so I'm going to execute on this position. And then as we can see, we get stopped out there, and then price actually comes up, sweeps these external higher time frame highs, comes and consumes more orders within this H1 order block, and then price comes down, as we can see if we zoom in, comes down, bullish candle, breaks lower. That's my confirmed 2-leg protocol after market open, after the 10 a.m. candle, the new 4-hour open, after another external sweep, and coming into the extreme hourly order block with 1 minute confirmation. So all the confluences added up, that was the higher quality trade, and despite me having 2 losses, I followed my plan and I executed in accordance with my edge. So I'm happy with myself, my inputs were controlled, I done a good risk management, I didn't risk too much, it was a perfect amount of risk. I took the trades when my edge presented itself, I was calm, collected, didn't crash out after the trades. So yeah, it's a successful trading day. But now I'm going to go into the takeaways from this day and what happened after price action here. If we go into this last image here, as we can clearly see on the screen, price came up, the hourly order block isn't on the screen here, but you can just imagine it was in this region here, okay? So we swept these external highs here, as we can see, and then I took losses around this area, okay? And we do one more external sweep to the upside in the 15-minute time frame, and then price actually has that sell-off, okay? Breaks these swing lows here, comes lower, retests, and then actually comes to the value area. So my bias on the day was correct here, but I was just too early to the move. That's the takeaway from the day. Okay, so now going into trade number 2, and I will say on the previous trade, my cursor wasn't present on the screen, so just bear with me. It now is, so you'll be able to follow along with me and see what I'm actually like pointing at, okay? So going into the second trade on Tuesday, we just click on it here, we can clearly see the value area was much higher above, okay? Price came into the day having an external sweep liquidity to the downside. We came into this extreme H4 order block in the range, okay? And then what price does is we give a bullish reaction from this extreme order block here, and then price comes and takes these external lows here. And initially, I was expecting price to either go up from here, off this order block here, go to the value area and breaking these highs, or the second scenario was break these external lows, sweep it, collect some liquidity, and then shoot to the upside, okay? So now going to the lower time frames, we can clearly see it a bit more clearly. So yeah, what I was expecting was exactly this. So external low sweep, come lower, another sweep, 1 minute change of character. This was my first entry, okay? For me, this is a prime setup for my strategy, okay? We've had an external low sweep after market open, the value area is higher, okay? We're in a H4 extreme order block, and we've got 1 minute confirmation being a sweep change of character. Clean, 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 clean. I'm in every single day of the week. So I enter there and actually get stopped out. Completely valid loss. I take this 100 times out of 100, okay? And then price sweeps lower, okay, comes up, bearish candle, bullish candle. We have a confirmed 2-leg protocol after another external sweep, after consuming more orders in the H4 order block, after 9:45 and market open. We've got 1 minute confirmation. The value area is still above. We have so many draws and liquidity to the upside. And then price gives a nice little reaction, bit of profit, and then stops me out, okay? And then what actually happens is, as we can see in this previous picture, we have these higher time frame external lows here, okay? So that's them in alignment with this line here, the bottom of the grey box. So what actually happens here is, I think it was exactly after this sweep, we sweep and then rally to the upside and take these internal highs here. So the key takeaway from this day is, number one, I took completely valid losses, completely valid, in alignment with my strategy, in alignment with my edge, but price played after 10 a.m. after it swept these external higher time frame lows. Okay, maybe it needed a bit more liquidity. I don't know the exact reason, but all I know is I was too early to the move and price needed to collect more liquidity for the bullish move to happen. So that's my takeaways from this day. Okay, so going on to the third trading day of the week, I'm going to go into my public group chat real quick and just check something. So 30-day challenge, if I go onto mine, here was my pre-market plan this day, okay? So if we go back, bear with me. Here's what I was expecting, okay? Here's my pre-market plan. So I sent this at, as we can see, 159 before market open. So I was expecting price to either come into the value area, okay, tap, retest the value area low, and then go to the upside, trading towards the value area high. So that would have been a bullish scenario. Number two, the other scenario, which was the bearish scenario, was I was expecting price to come up, come to the point of control, near to the point of control or just above, mitigate this extreme 15-minute order block that caused this strong sell-off to the downside, get some sort of confirmation to then sell off to the swing low, okay? These were my two scenarios and my two conditions what I was expecting on the trading day. Okay, so now going to my private group chat. Okay, these are the trades I took instead, okay? So price comes up, mitigates that 15-minute order block. Imagine it was just here, you can see it. Price comes up, okay? And then we have an internal sweep lower. Actually, I'd label this as an external sweep lower because we break structure to the upside, structure was changed to the downside, and then price actually has a two-leg protocol here. We have bullish breaking these highs, and I should have actually entered on this break here, but I was a bit late to the move. Price came up, I entered on the retest of these highs here, stop loss below here, and then I get stopped out after a bit of consolidation. Price sweeps externally again, then we have another sweep, change of character after the 10 a.m. open, the new 4-hourly candle, enter here, get a good bit of profit, targeting the value area high, and then get stopped again. And the moral of the story is, scenario 2 actually played out. I don't have it like a picture here, but price mitigated this 15-minute order block and just sold off for the rest of the day. Came to like these areas here, mitigated signing a discount, and then bought up from here. But that would have been a nice selling position, and the takeaway from this day is my bias was just incorrect on the day, and that happens sometimes. I still had the correct prediction pre-market. 1 out of 2 scenarios I was expecting it to sell off, and it done exactly that, but I got caught up in the bias. Maybe was too fixated on the buy positions because I took one loss. I didn't want to reverse my bias and then go against myself and then hurt my psychology. So I think I made the right decision. I followed my plan. I thought buyers were valid because it was in the value area above the point of control. Retested the value area low with external sweeps. Then we had a 1 minute two-leg protocol, and then we had a 1 minute sweep change of character. So I think it was very valid me taking buys despite my bias being incorrect and proven incorrect on the day. Okay, and so trading day 4, which was Thursday, my last trading day of the week. This was a very interesting day. Okay, I'm going to break it down to you guys now. So here's what happened. Price comes up, strong bullish movement to the extreme 4-hourly order block. The extreme 4-hour order block in the entire range, okay? A strong point of rejection, okay? So pretty much, as we can see, price comes to that 4-hourly order block, and then we have the value area below. We have market open lows below. Just imagine these 6 candles weren't here, these 3 bearish and these couple bullish candles. Just imagine they weren't here, because I was looking at price around this point here, just as we mitigate the H4 order block, okay? So what I was seeing was, we've swept external highs many times, we've come to this extreme 4-hourly order block, okay? We're extremely high in the range, in the higher time frame range. We've got value area below, extreme draw on liquidity. We've got market open lows, extreme draw on liquidity. And then we go to the lower time frames, and this is what happened. So I saw we've come into this H4 fair value gap. Okay, at the time I didn't see the 4-hourly order block when I was actually trading on this first position. Okay, and then price sweeps externally after market open. We've got many draws to the downside. We have a 1 minute change of character here. I enter here, stop loss above there, targeting the value area low. Okay, and then we get stopped out, and later I find out there was a H4 order block above, so it made sense for me to get stopped out here and get trapped. Okay, so the H4 order block gets tapped, and then we have a bearish movement. come back up, sweep some internal range and break lower. Now we have a confirmed 2-leg protocol to the downside, but here's where it gets super interesting, okay? So pretty much at this point I had $70 left in my account to blow. That was all I had because the account was very close to blowing my evaluation, and I actually entered when price wicked here. And if you zoom in, which I can't actually do now, but price doesn't actually break these lows. My limit was just above. I think it just tapped me in too prematurely, so I shouldn't have actually been in the trade there. Where I should have been entered was on this break here, okay? And the stop loss probably would have just gone above this candle's high here because it shouldn't come back up here if I'm in a valid sell position. But anyways, I enter here and my stop loss would have been here, but because my account was so close to being blown, I was on the minimum risk 1 micro contract and my account blew on this retracement. So it is what it is. I entered the best trade of the day, but my account blew because I had insufficient funds, and it's okay. But nevertheless, this should have been my entry here, stop loss above here, targeting these lows. I did say targeting the value area, but that was like a 1 to 17. In reality, it was like a 1 to 7, 1 to 8 here. I'm gonna take profit or significant partials. So despite me getting stopped out because of insufficient funds, my second trade of the day was the best move of the day, and I would have caught a 1 to 7 or 1 to 8. So I'm very proud of myself for identifying this opportunity, execute without hesitation, reservation or fear. Despite this loss prior, I'm happy with my ability to see the markets in this way and be in a trade that ran this significant amount. So I followed my edge, I saw my edge was present, I executed without hesitation, reservation or fear. I didn't crash out after the first trade, I didn't over risk, I followed my plan completely, and this was a trade that played out, but I just wasn't in it, and it's completely okay. So, summary of the week, 4 trading days. Friday I didn't trade because I was trying to sell my motorbike, I had things going on, lots of things, I was busy that day, so I didn't trade that day. But yeah, on the trading week, I'm actually down on the trading week, but I've got a lot of lessons from it, okay? So, a couple lessons are, most of the time, like 50% of the time, 2 out of the 4 trading days, I'm entering too early on the moves. So it's something I can look at and be like, okay, I'm normally getting manipulated out and then the move plays. Or I'm getting manipulated out, some more price action is playing out, then later in the day it plays out. So it's something I'm journaling and paying attention to big time because, yeah, if this keeps happening and it's a recurring situation, then I need to change it and improve for next time so I don't keep getting stopped out and then the move plays. I need to maybe enter later or look for opportunities later, things like that. Okay, and another thing is one day where my bias was just incorrect. There's not really much you can say on this day. My bias was just incorrect, okay? I read the markets wrong that day and price went the other way. I still had the anticipation pre-market that price was either going to sell off from that exact point which it did or buy up. And I was correct, but I just wasn't in that trade. So I'd say it's a good trading week. I followed my plan. I didn't crash out one time. On the input side, my controllables, I followed my plan completely. I didn't over risk 1 point. I followed my edge completely. I didn't take more than 2 losses on a day. So on my side, on the controllables, I followed my plan completely. I've done every single thing in my ability to put myself in the best position of winning. The outcomes were just a loss, and that's completely fine, but I followed my plan. So I see this week as a successful week that I'm going to extract a lot of lessons from and improve to get better for next time. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.